Sweetie, I know that usually on Tuesdays you stay at mine, but could we swap that to yours for tonight? A pipe has burst in my apartment, so it's basically unlivable. I've got people coming to fix it, but they won't be able to sort it out for a couple of days, so I have no water either.
Hey, honey, yeah, that's fine. What happened, though? Is there anything I can do to help? I'm not the handiest of men, but I know my way around a tool or two.
Oh, no, it's okay. Like I said, the maintenance guy is coming round. I just need somewhere to stay for a few days.
Oh, yeah, sure, that's fine. Bring as much stuff as you need. I'll make some space in my wardrobe for you.
Thanks. I can't believe this has happened to me, though. It's just typical. At the worst time as well, as it's going to cost me a load of money that I don't really have to pay to have it fixed.
I know how you feel. I remember when I was in college, in my first rental flat, the heating went off completely, and I had to get a guy to come out and fix it ASAP, because it was winter. My landlord refused to pay for it, so I had to pay for it myself. I had to live off of toast and porridge for quite a while after that.
Yeah, I might have to do that after I've paid for this.
Well, here's an idea. Why don't you move in with me? I mean, I've been thinking about it for a while now, so it's not just a spur-of-the-moment thing, but I figured we always spend the week either at your place or at mine, and I just don't see the point in that, you know? If we just got our own place, then we could share the rent costs and all the bills, so it would be much cheaper for both of us, if you want to.
Hang on. Do you mean, like, live together? That kind of moving in with one another? Like, we'd be in the same house, together all of the time?
Well, yeah, that's kind of what living together means.
Oh,
Do you not want to? It's okay if not. I don't want to force you into anything.
no, it's not that.
What's wrong then?
It's just, well, I've never had to live with another person before, except for my family, obviously. But since moving out, it's just been me. I think it'd just be a bit weird is all.
Oh, well, there's no need to worry about that. I mean, it probably will be a little weird for the first few weeks or a couple of months. We've both gotten used to living on our own and adhering to our own rules, so we'll have to learn how to work together and perhaps change a few things so that we don't get annoyed with one another, but I think it would be a good thing if we did it. I mean, we have been dating for 2 years now. A lot of couples have moved in together by this point.
I suppose. But what if you do something that I don't like? We could get into a huge argument which could lead us to breaking up. And then, because we've sold our apartments to buy a joint one, either one of us or neither of us will have somewhere to live. It's a big risk.
Well, that's a bit of a worst case scenario, don't you think? I mean, it would have to be a pretty bad argument for us to break up over it.
Yeah, but it could happen. Plus, where would all of my stuff go? I've got lots of things, so I would need a lot of space to store it all.
We can find somewhere for it to go. It wouldn't be a problem at all. After all, we could look for a place together that has quite a bit of space for the both of us. Or we could make space in either one of our places. It would be quite doable. But you seem quite hesitant. So if you don't like the idea, we don't have to do it.
Well, say I agree. How would we afford this new place then, if we looked for it?
We'd have to put our money together, especially if the new place is bigger than what either of us have at the minute, as it'll obviously cost more. But considering we've both got full-time jobs, it shouldn't be too bad.
Hang on. So you're saying that I'd have to pay for the new place as well?
Well, yeah, obviously, I'm not earning enough to pay for a whole apartment for 2 people all by myself.
Well, how much do you make? Annually, I mean.
Why does that matter?
If we're going to be getting a place together, I'd like to know how much we have so I can know the price range of the places we can look at.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So, does this mean that you want to move in together?
I guess. Though, if I do this, then I need to know that you're committed to me.
What do you mean?
I'm 28, and I'm not getting any younger, so I need to know that you want to be with me forever, and that you won't leave me, or whatever.
So, like marriage?
Yeah, I would like to get married soon and possibly have children. And I would like for their dad to be around to help look after them and raise them. So I need to know that you're serious about being with me if we do this.
You don't need to worry about that, Jill. I'm more than committed to being with you. There's no other woman that I want to be with, and if you'd have me, I'd marry you tomorrow if you wanted to.
Wait, did you just propose to me over text?
I guess I did. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it like that. I would have had it all planned out and romantic and everything, but I guess, as I've asked, if you wanted to give me a little indication as to whether you'd say yes or not, just so I'm not as nervous when the time comes for me to do it properly.
Being nervous of the answer is kind of the whole point of proposing, though. But I guess that I could give you a hint or something. But first, I'd need to know how much money you earned on a yearly basis.
Bit of an odd ask, but I earn about $40,000 a year after taxes. What about you?
40,000? That's it?
What do you mean, that's it? It's quite a lot of money if you think about it. Considering I've only been at this job for a couple years, I've moved up the ranking quicker than anybody else in the company.
That doesn't matter. You only earn 40,000? How can you expect me to live off of that? It's like barely 3,000 a month.
That's a lot of money to live off of in a month, Jill, especially considering that the rent and bills will be half between us, meaning you'll have to pay for half of them. On average, if you take $1,000 off for rent payments and bills, we'd still have $2,000 to live off of for the month, and that's not including your salary. There's still a lot of people much worse off than that.
I don't care about other people. I have gotten used to a way of living and I can't be expected to give it up now. You'll have to pay all of the rent and bills so that I can use my money to buy the things I want and do the things I want to do.
I can't do that. It'll be way too expensive. Especially as a bigger place will cost more. I'll have no money left for myself or for other expenses. If we're gonna move in together, you're gonna have to pay half.
Ugh, if you think that I'm going to move in with someone who earns such a little amount of money, you are dead wrong. Let alone marry them, no way.
Wait, you're saying you don't want to get married now?
Definitely not. At least not to you. I'm not going to waste any time on a poor person. I'm pretty enough that I will be able to find a rich guy or celebrity of some kind and live a life of luxury. Something that you, apparently, can't provide. How come you never told me that you were so destitute?
I'm not destitute. I earn quite a decent amount.
Uh-huh, sure you do. Look, I'm not going to be with someone who doesn't earn enough money to afford me a life of comfort. I mean, a bare minimum I would accept someone making is around 80,000, and that's literally a starting point. Had I known how much you were earning from the start, well, I don't think this relationship would have gone on for as long as it has.
Oh wow, so you're basically telling me that the only reason you were with me was for my money? You don't want to work in life and you thought that I was your paycheck to a comfier and less hard life, huh? So that you don't have to work and you can just go out and spend your time and money however you please, is that right?
So what if it is? It's not a crime to want an easy life, is it? It's only the smart thing to do. Finding someone who already has a lot of money so that I don't have to do all of the hard work to get it. Loads of other people do it.
Ah, so you're a gold digger. That explains a lot.
I'm not a gold digger. I'm just someone who knows what they like and what they want out of life. I can't help it if that's the expensive things. I just have good taste, and I deserve to be with a man who can actually afford to buy me the things I want. Just because you can't do that isn't my fault.
But I've only been at my job for a couple of years, so it stands to reason that I'll just climb up higher in the company as the years pass by, meaning that my wage will get higher as well.
A couple of years? You really think that I can wait years for you to start earning even a half-decent wage? No thank you. Either you need to quit that job and find a new one that pays at least 80,000, or you will lose me entirely. Your choice.
There is no job anywhere that I'm qualified for anyway that'll let me just waltz in and start earning $80,000 a year, it's just not possible. Plus, I like my job. I like the people I work with, and I like what I do. I think it's interesting.
And that's why you'll never amount to anything. You're too happy to be just a simple worker, not aspiring to earn more or elevate yourself in any way. It's pathetic, and I am not going to stay with someone who is pathetic. So, if your choice is to stay where you are, then I'm going to go and find myself someone who can actually facilitate the kind of life that I want.
You know what? Fine then. If our relationship means so little to you, if all you're bothered about is money, then maybe it is best if we split up. I don't think I would want to marry someone so selfish and one-track minded anyway.
If that's what you need to tell yourself to help you get over me, then fine. But we both know I'm the best thing that will ever happen to you, and you will never find anyone like me again. Shame what being poor can do.
I think I'll be fine. Goodbye, Jill.
Bye then. Hello, Chris. How are you? It's been a while.
Hello? Who is this?
Oh, you don't need to pretend, you know. I know you know who it is. I mean, how could you forget me so quickly?
Honestly, I really don't know who this is, so you need to either tell me who it is or I'm just gonna block your number.
It's me, Jill.
Oh, Jill, I should have guessed with that self-important attitude. What are you messaging me for? It's been 3 years already.
Oh, I know. I just agreed to get married though, and I couldn't help but think about you. You know, because we almost got married.
Well, congratulations, I guess. I hope he makes you happy.
Yeah, I mean, Mike is a bit older than me, but it's not too bad. He's a builder with his own company, so he earns a decent amount of money. Who knew guys were so sensitive and picky nowadays, though? You'd think that anyone would be dying to be with me, considering how beautiful I am. But they all said they couldn't stand my personality. How rude is that?
Uh-huh.
But anyway, he earns more than you, so I've still upgraded there, wouldn't you say? LOL.
Not really, no.
My boyfriend earns $80,000 per year. I feel like you don't even try.
My yearly income is $120,000 now.
Huh? What do you mean you earn $120,000 now?
Exactly what I said. That's my yearly income.
But how? That's not possible. You were just a lowly poor worker. You shouldn't have that much money.
I told you that I'd only just started at my job and that if given a few years, I would be able to move up in the company, which would increase my pay as well. Although I'm surprised as well that it's only taken me 3 years to get this far. Apparently, I'm the best employee this company's had in years. I think I might even be up for another promotion again soon, which of course means an increase in pay again.
But you told me it would take years for you to earn that much money.
No, I said that it could take me years, but that I would definitely progress. You were the one who said that she couldn't be bothered to wait. You wanted me to be earning a ridiculous amount straight away, and it just wasn't possible.
Well, maybe I was a bit hasty. I mean, I was just trying to incentivize you to work harder so that you could progress quicker. And it definitely worked, didn't it? I mean, you've climbed up the company so quickly just to impress me. And I can honestly say that I am impressed. So, I accept your proposal. We can get married now. Isn't that great news for you?
What?
I'm saying yes to your proposal.
Jill, I asked that over 3 years ago, and you said no because I was too poor for you. I'm not gonna marry you now simply because you like the fact that I have a bit of money now. I really don't want someone so shallow as my wife, not to mention that you literally just told me that you're already engaged to this Mike guy.
I can easily get rid of him. You don't need to worry about that. What's important is that we can finally be together like we should have always been.
No, I'm not marrying you.
You can't say no. Only I can say no. You have to marry me. I want to live a life of luxury and you can buy that for me, so you need to give it to me.
Okay, firstly, I would never marry someone just so that they can laze around, not work, and spend all my money on whatever they want. And secondly, I'm already married.
What? You can't be married? I can't believe you cheated on me like that.
I haven't cheated on you. We weren't even together for the last 3 years.
Well, you'll just have to divorce her then. But make sure that she doesn't get all of your money in the divorce, as that would just be a waste.
I'm not gonna divorce my wife. I love her, and she's such an amazing woman that I would have to be insane to divorce her for you. She's sweet and kind and very caring. She's backed me up and supported me through thick and thin, and I couldn't think of a better partner in life. Unlike you, you'd probably just keep demanding that I work until I drop, just so that you can have as much money as you can. I'm not willing to get into a relationship like that.
But Chris...
Nope. Anyway, I'm a very busy person, so I'm gonna go. I'm also gonna block your number, so don't bother trying to message me again. Good luck in your marriage. See ya.
No, wait, Chris. You can't do this.
Jill tried multiple times to contact me again and try to convince me to divorce my wife, but that was never gonna happen. I blocked all of her communication channels and even alerted her to the fact that I would get a restraining order if she didn't leave me alone. After that, she left me alone and, I presume, married her boyfriend Mike. All I can say is that I hope he knows what he's in for. As for me, I'm continuing to do well in my job, and I've even been put up for another promotion. My wife and I are also doing really good in our relationship, so much so that we're even expecting a baby. I really am grateful for how my life has turned out, as it is perfect. It just goes to show that hard work and finding someone who supports you in everything you do really will get you far in life.
Hello, Violet. This is Denise from Willow Academy. I'm Tyler's mom.
Oh, yes. Hello. How did you get my number? I don't think our children are close friends, so I've never given you my phone number, I don't think.
Oh, no, you didn't give me your number. I got it from the school office.
Why? I mean, I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to go snooping through confidential things like that.
No, it's okay. I'm on the school board. I'm one of the parents who makes sure that everything runs smoothly, and I help out with school fundraisers and charity events and the like. I also make sure that our children are being taught the proper things in school.
Hang on. Are you the mom who got that book our children were reading banned? The one about World War II and the gray areas and decisions that the US was involved in?
Yes, that's me. Our children shouldn't be taught that the US is flawed. America is the greatest country in the world, and we never do anything wrong.
Yes. I think I know you. Is there something I can help you with?
Yes, actually there is. I noticed this morning that your daughter, Megan, was it?
Yes.
Well, I noticed that she wasn't wearing the official Willow Academy jumper. Instead, she was wearing just a plain blue jumper. And, to be quite honest, it looked quite tatty. There was a hole in it and everything.
Yes, that's her comfy jumper. Is there something wrong with that?
Well, it's just not in keeping with the school's look, is it? We're trying to set an example to other schools in the area, and we want to make sure that we look the best. That's why the jumpers were introduced, so that all the children could look smart and uniform.
Yes, I understand that, but it's not compulsory to wear them if the students don't want to. Not to mention they cost a lot of money. I had a look online to see how much they were, and they cost $70 per jumper. That's just a crazy amount for one article of clothing, especially one that she's going to grow out of soon.
Well, that doesn't matter. As a parent on the school board, I am saying that she needs to wear the jumper. I'm not going to allow one of the children to wear a ratty, horrible jumper that makes them look like a hobo. We have standards in this school. Unless, of course, you can't afford the jumper? Are you really that poor that a simple $70 is too much for you to pay for a decent jumper for your kid? Or are you just cheap?
Excuse you?
You heard me. Look, I don't know how you got into Willow Academy, being so poor and everything, but I am not going to stand for someone of your financial status to be allowed into such a prestigious school. It's just not acceptable. I don't want my child being corrupted by your daughter, making him think that it's okay to be poor. Because it's not okay. My son is going to grow up to be a very successful businessman, and he doesn't need some poor person putting ideas into his head about stupid things like becoming an actor or doing something in the arts. Only idiots do that. My son is going to take over his father's business and needs to be completely focused on that and making connections with the other rich kids in school.
Okay, you need to calm down and step back. First of all, Willow Academy isn't a private school anymore. It was opened up to the public last year, which is why I enrolled my daughter into it, because, admittedly, it is a good school with better grades than others in the area. But that doesn't mean that the children who don't come from rich backgrounds should get looked down upon or stopped from going to the school. And, to be quite honest, it doesn't matter what they wear. There isn't a dress code. They can literally wear whatever they want within reason. So, if my daughter wants to wear an old, comfortable jumper that helps her feel more confident and calmer, then I'm not going to stop her. She isn't hurting anyone, so I really don't see how it's any of your business what she wears.
It's my business because I'm on the school board, the thing that was created to keep the school proper. I will not have some poor child ruining it. If I let this slide, the next thing you know, people will think they can do anything they want. The school will descend into chaos, and it will become one of the worst places for our children to learn. I am not going to let that happen.
You are being really overly dramatic. Nothing like that is going to happen. Now, if you don't mind, I have work that I need to get on with, and you're distracting me from it.
It doesn't matter what you have going on. My issue is much more important than whatever pathetic work you've got to do in order to earn your few pennies. If you don't get your daughter an official school jumper and make her wear it, then I will do everything I can to get her chucked out of the school. Do you understand? I won't stop until your daughter's gone. That is what I will do for my son, to make sure that he gets the best education possible.
Well then, you sound like an incredibly horrible woman and overbearing mother. In fact, I feel sorry for your son if this is how you treat him whenever he does something that you don't like. I feel like he doesn't have the chance to actually express himself properly and figure out what he wants to do in life. I mean, you've already got him sent off to business school. Does he even want to do that in life? Have you actually asked him what he wants to be when he's older? And the funny thing is, I feel like this, and I've only had this one conversation with you. I have no idea how your son has put up with you his entire life.
Why, how dare you? You have no idea how I treat my son, and it's none of your business anyway. I'm creating the best life for him, instead of letting him waste his time doing something stupid. No doubt you're going to let your daughter go and waste her life doing something stupid like becoming an artist or something like that. At least I know my son has a future, and I'm not going to let your commoner ways ruin that.
I'm going to let my daughter decide what she wants to do with her life, and I'll support her no matter what, and give her advice when she needs it or when I think she might be a little lost. But I'm not going to plan her life out for her. She's her own person, not my little puppet or doll or something.
Whatever. I mean, either way, it's not like she's going to be able to do anything interesting or financially lucrative considering her background.
Her background?
Yeah. People who come from a poor family more often than not end up being poor themselves and just getting service jobs. I mean, that works for me, as I need people to serve me. That's likely what your daughter will be doing, probably in a coffee shop. That's probably all she'll amount to, what with your parenting. And I mean, is your husband okay with this? Or is he just as pathetic and uncaring as you? I'm betting he's not much of a man, is he? He probably just does whatever you tell him to, like a downtrodden dog. I also bet that he's just as pathetic as you with his job, isn't he? He's probably a checkout boy in a local grocery store, or a delivery man, or, even worse, a garbage man. LOL. Your child literally has no chance with such pathetic parents. You might as well put her out of it now and get her working in a fast food place. It's all she'll be good for, and you could probably do with the extra money.
Are you quite done being a horrible woman and trying to humiliate me and my family?
Why? Is it upsetting you? Jeez, grow a spine. Otherwise, how else are you going to teach your daughter how to deal with angry customers in her job? I hear fast food restaurants can see quite picky people. LOL.
Yeah, I must admit, dealing with people like you requires a special skill.
What? What do you mean, people like me?
Horrible, vile, petty people who have nothing better to do with their lives other than try and stick their noses into everyone else's business because they're bored and dissatisfied with their own lives. It's kind of sad, really, that you feel so bored in your own life that you have to try and harass me in mine. Although, do you want to know how I deal with people like you?
How?
Like this.
Did you just block me? How rude! This won't be the last you hear from me. I mean it.
Hey, sweetie. How's your day been?
Hey, honey, it's not been too bad. Busy as usual, but that's a good thing. How's your day been?
Well, for the most part, it's been okay. But this morning was a total disaster.
Oh no, how come?
Well, you won't believe this, but do you remember this morning Megan asked if she could go to school in her comfy jumper, as it made her feel more comfortable and confident?
Yes, of course.
Well, I told her that she could. It wasn't a problem to me. But after she got to school, I was then contacted by another mom from the school, a woman called Denise.
Have you ever spoken to her before?
Nope, not once.
How did she get your number then?
She stole it from the school office.
But isn't that illegal?
Definitely. But I decided to ask what she wanted as I was curious, and she went into a complete tirade about how Megan shouldn't be wearing her comfy jumper and that she should be wearing the official school jumper, the one that costs $70, even though it's not mandatory for them to wear it. Then, when I told her off, she began insulting me and our family and basically calling us poor. I don't care what people think of me, but when they go after my family for no reason, it really makes me angry. After that, I just blocked her number. I couldn't deal with her anymore.
Jeez, she sounds like a right witch.
Tell me about it.
What do you want to do about her?
Well, I don't want to jump the gun and make things difficult for Megan. After all, she's the one who has to go to school with that woman's son. But I'm going to keep a close eye on that Denise. And if she even thinks of messing with our daughter, I'll put her in her place.
Sounds like a good plan to me. Keep me updated on things. I don't want this woman making our daughter feel less than or something like that.
Yeah, I'll let you know if anything happens.
Okay then, I'll be home soon. Do you want anything from the shop?
Maybe some ice cream?
1 sip of strawberry cheesecake ice cream coming up.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you too.
Is this Violet?
It is. Whose number is this?
It's Denise.
Oh, geez. You actually changed your number just so you could annoy me?
Well, it's not like I want to talk to you either. Not after you got me kicked off of the school board.
You shouldn't have yelled at my child then, should you?
Whatever. I'm only messaging you to tell you that I'm going to be buying a massive mansion soon, and then, when I invite the school board over to it, I'll be back on the committee in no time. Then, when that happens, I'll get your daughter kicked out for sure.
Is that so?
Yep. And you won't believe the place I'm looking at buying. It's the huge mansion on 12th Street. The one with the huge gates to keep out people like you. You know, poor people. LOL.
Oh, the Dreamweaver house?
That's the one. Are you jealous? I bet you are. You've got to live in a rubbish little hovel. LOL.
I hadn't realized that had come onto the market. I love that house.
Well, duh. And it's going to be all mine.
I see. Well then, good luck with that.
I don't need luck when I've got money. Although, that's not something that you'd know much about, is it? LOL. Anyway, I've got things to do. Just thought I should give you the heads up for when you're going to have to find your daughter a new school. Ciao.
Hey, sweetie, you'll never guess what I just heard.
What's that?
The Dreamweaver house has just come on sale.
No way! Well, we'll have to put an offer in.
Definitely.
I'll have to go now, but we can talk more about it later, okay?
Okay, I'll see you later. Love you.
Love you too.
Violet, I need to talk to you right now.
Oh, Denise, to what do I owe the pleasure?
You know what? I was just told that my offer for the Dreamweaver house has been denied because someone had a bigger offer. Then, when I asked who, they said it was you and your husband. This isn't funny. I mean, what are you doing? Leave, immediately.
Why do I have to go from my own place?
Huh?
I live at the Dreamweaver house now.
How is that even possible? That house is well over $800,000. There's no way you can afford it.
I guess that's where you're wrong, isn't it? LOL.
But how?
Well, it's funny, really. When I told you that I wasn't going to buy a $70 jumper that first time you messaged me, you immediately thought it was because I was poor and couldn't afford it. But the truth of the matter is, I simply thought it was an ugly sweater, and I wasn't going to force my daughter to wear it if she didn't want to.
Huh? So, you're not poor?
Nope, not at all. Not that I'd care if I were or not. I'm not that shallow.
But I don't understand. If your husband was a businessman, my husband surely must know him. What's his name?
Not that it's any of your business. My husband is called Victor, and he's not a businessman. He's a musician, and quite a famous one at that.
Wait, Victor Halls? The famous guitarist and singer? I'm a huge fan of his.
Yes, well, you and many others are.
But that still doesn't make it okay that you bought my house from out under me. Us rich people need to stick together and look out for one another.
Oh, now you want to be my friend, now that you think I'm worth something? No thanks. I know the kind of woman you are. A shallow, money-grabbing witch who only hangs around people she thinks can be useful to her. I have much nicer and truer friends, and I don't need someone like you in my life.
But hang on, that's not fair.
Oh well, life isn't fair.
Fine. If you're going to be like that, then give me the house.
No way. This is my house now. I bought it fair and square. Besides, I think you might benefit from learning how to share and not get what you want in life all the time. I mean, nobody likes a spoiled brat, do they?
I'm not a spoiled brat. I just know that I deserve the nicer things in life. So I demand you give me that house. I wanted it, so give it to me.
Oh wow, and you asked so nicely too.
I don't have to be polite to you. Regardless of if you married a rich musician, you are still a nobody. Your husband is the one with all the money and fame. You're just some stuck-up witch who thinks she's better than everyone.
I really don't. I just don't think I should have to be polite to someone who clearly has no respect for anybody but herself. If you are going to treat me horribly, then I'm going to treat you with just as little respect.
But you can't do that. I'm the rich one here, not you.
No, you're not. But you are the one acting like a toddler throwing a tantrum. It's not very becoming of you. Anyway, I've got a house to move into, and the school board has asked me to fill their vacant gap, which I will happily do as I think the children need a sane person to make sure they learn what they need to learn.
No, that's not fair. That's my job.
Not anymore. Anyway, goodbye, Denise. I've got a very busy day ahead of me. Me and my family moved into the house of our dreams, and we couldn't have been happier. It was everything we had ever hoped for. As well as that, by being on the school board, I was able to keep a close eye on my daughter and an even closer eye on Denise to make sure that she wasn't harassing anyone. A lot of the other parents were thankful for me, as they had had to put up with her horrible behavior for years. Denise was officially kicked off of the school board and was put on behavioral watch. If she made even one more slight slip-up, she would be banned from attending any school activities. Sometimes, people will only learn to behave properly through the consequences of their actions. Hopefully, it's enough to make her change her attitude towards others.